Greetings, beautiful Earthlings. Salutations. And thank you for existing, and thanks for coming today to your group tarot read. I am Kimber Heels, and today we're going to be drawing from the Star Tarot deck, and a lot of you all have had the opportunity to take a look at the 3 cards that we'll be drawing from today. So before we get the messages coming through from your guides, I'm just going to cleanse everybody out here with 1 or 2 cleansing breaths so that the messages that are here for you today will come through without any obstruction, and that you'll be open to the change that hopefully these messages are meant to bring into your life. So everybody present and future viewers as well, as we fill the air with our rose petal and sage, I invite you all to inhale through your nose. Feel air course up your spine from your tailbone to your lungs. And as you exhale into the smoke, blow all the way down into and ask that your guides would come in, help open you to whatever messages that are here for you today, and that anything that would be blocking you or holding you back from really any higher energies at all be banished from this space. Anything that is not of higher love and light is now banished. You are not able to stay, and you are now transmuted into beneficial energy for those who are enjoying this today and in the future. So welcome and thank you once again. We're here for our 3-card read. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to be called, I'm going to show the 3 stones, this being card number 1. These are representing the cards that would be calling to you today. Card number 2. 1 was a rose quartz, 2 was a moldavite. Card number 3 is a clear quartz. That one's for you, Jaden. So this one was chosen, and Christy's here. Christy chose rose quartz. I'm so glad. And Shauna's here as well. Hi to Shauna. Blessings to you guys. Go ahead and inhale some love from me. Allow this smoke to cleanse you, bless you, and thank you for being part of my life. Beautiful Shauna. And thank you for being here for each other as well. So for those of you who are just entering, and if you're watching this broadcast in the future and you come in the middle of one of the card reads, that would be the card that you were meant to have read. So we have a bit of a time crunch today, and I don't intend to keep you all waiting anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the read. Card number 1 was represented by the rose quartz, and our birthday girl, Christy, chose the rose quartz. Happy birthday, Christy. Happy birthday to you. I hope it was wonderful. So Hunter's here. He wants to be a part of the show. I don't know if you all saw him, but now I had to kind of boot him because he was actually standing on top of the book, and I need this book to bring you your messages today. So for those of you, Christy included, who chose card number 1, let's go ahead and get that revealed for you. For those of you who chose card number 1, the rose quartz, you've chosen the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. So the element to the House of Cups is water. We're talking about filling you with possibly some love and light. So the message for those of you who chose card number 1, the 6 of Cups. A warm breeze caresses your face, and a familiar feeling of warmth and innocence sweeps over you. A sweet memory from your youth makes you smile, bringing happiness to your heart. The Six of Cups blesses you with the remembrance of the innocent child you once were, stirring and awakening your inner child. I love inner child messages. It brings pleasant memories from the past to the present, bestowing gentleness, inner harmony, simple pleasures and happiness, but also signals some inner work. The key to the Six of Cups is integrating the past into the present, reflecting on the dreams of our youth and where you are now on your life path. The Six of Cups gift reconnects you to your soul purpose, awakening the childlike imagination to future possibilities. So, big message coming through for those of you who chose card number 1, the Six of Cups. It was already in my head halfway through that read. The inner child work that you're meant to do has a lot to do with the inner voice. So what your guides would have you do, and for those of you who chose card number 1 who are expecting, a great way for you to practice speaking with your kind voice to yourself, to your inner child, is to practice speaking to your literal inner child. Those of you who chose card number 1 who are carrying a child, and for those of you who are not, I would like you to imagine when you find yourself saying words inside your head in your internal monologue that are less than kind, imagine that you're speaking to your own inner child. And this is the you who you remember, your most authentic version, who you were before the whole external world got to you. And I want you to nurture that inner child. And please remember, and your guides want you to remember as well, that you are still that soul. You are the same soul who incarnated the day and the year that you were born. And there's no reason why you should be anything less than kind and patient with yourself, because that's all that we're here for. So, big message for card number 1, nurture the inner child, beginning with that internal monologue. I love it. Thanks, card number 1 choosers. Very popular this week as well was card number 2. For those of you who chose card number 2, this is going to be a potentially very interesting read this week because we have a repeat. It's the Princess of Pentacles once again. Very interesting to me, so we'll have similar messages coming through. And I'm especially interested if there's anybody who selected the Princess of Pentacles last week and has also selected it this week. If that is you, please message me, because this is against the odds, and that definitely means there's a hardcore message trying to come through for you. So for those of you who chose card number 2, Princess of Pentacles once again, intuitive wisdom. She lives in the world of creativity, magic, and manifestation. The princess is familiar with respect to nature. She sees and feels the magic in ordinary life. I already feel the message coming through in this one. The princess has the ability to pass through the magical veil of earthly realms, bringing back lessons that only Mother Earth teaches. Her body channels and transforms the light of the divine into earthly creations. Her intuition listens to what the body needs. The princess is a gifted healer. Using plants from her environment, I love this, using plants from her environment to purify and bless the body. She is grateful for the opportunity to experience, evolve, and manifest divine creativity in the physical. She reminds us every step we take on earth is a gift and a blessing. And believe it or not, this is also an inner child message. It's crazy how many inner child messages we're getting this week and last week as well. So big message for those of you who chose card number 2. This is also an inner child message, but this is speaking more with respect to the elements. And what I'm getting very specifically for those of you who chose card number 2 is actually aromatherapy. So when we did the read, we heard about how the Princess of Pentacles surrounds herself with the elements of nature and healing plants. Excuse me. Other than herbal teas, which you guys know I'm a huge proponent of, one of the best ways for you to connect with essences from nature are essential oils. So for those of you who chose card number 2 who are finding that you're struggling, and especially if you are trying to pull the messages from last week or from card number 1 with respect to connecting with the inner child, and also those of you who chose card number 1, heed this message as well. If you wish to bring in the assistance of essential oils and or the vibrations of the elementals, I recommend lavender and sweet orange oil in order to connect to the inner child. So big message for card number 2, not only inner child, but really, whereas card number 1 was having you connect to the inner child with respect to your internal monologue, card number 2, you are meant to more lean on the elementals a little bit. So utilize what nature has made available to you just with the plants and the botanicals that we have here. And that is the message for card number 2. And Jaden wants to know a really, really good question that I always come across myself. What if you're feeling drawn to a lot of these messages? So that definitely means that you are being kind of guided with your guides to listen and pick up tips from every single message. And more, if you wanted to go a little bit more deep into that, when we're doing a 3-card read where we draw 3 cards for one individual, we're talking about present state, immediate influence, which means situations and people who are going to be influencing you within the next weeks or so. And then your 3rd card is your ultimate destiny card. So if you're feeling as if you're drawn to the messages from all 3 of these cards, what I would recommend is focus on your present state for the messages that are coming through in card number 1. In other words, implement them now. For card number 2, be ready to implement those in the very near future, because card number 2 is crossing your path. You're walking toward it. And then for card number 3, this is going to speak to your ultimate goal or destiny. So all of the messages that you feel are being brought through for you in card number 3, you want to apply with respect to who you are on a more galactic scale. So who you came here to be and what your specific gift is in the long term. So unfortunately, Jaden just informed me that it paused while I was explaining to her what happens if you're called to all 3 of those cards. And of course, since I'm on a time crunch, Jaden, I'm going to send you that clip from the video so that you'll know. But in a nutshell, if you're feeling messages from card number 1, that means that is respect to your present state. Card number 2 is your immediate future, and card number 3 is a bit more of the distant future. Speaking of card number 3, for those of you who chose card number 3 like Jaden, you're so very welcome, Jaden. It's my pleasure. You've chosen the 2 of Wands. I love the House of Wands. We're speaking to personal power here. Card number 2 is about duplicity, but also sort of like mirror images, and I'm already seeing a mirror image sort of theme. So it looks like you might be having to take a look at your deeper self here. Get ready, messages. For those of you who chose card number 3, you've chosen the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands initiates pioneering inspiration and ideas. With the 2 of Wands, the spirit and passion of fire gives one focus and determination to explore new potentials. The power of creative energy at work ignites imagination and visions for future endeavors yet to be seen by the rest of the world. The challenge is to remain in balance, aligning the powerful flow of divine energy with your soul self. Through focus and balance, you can direct this fiery energy into manifestation. The energy can burn away any blocks or distractions. It is shifting and transformative. When you use this potent energy in a mindful and balanced way, you're empowered with confidence, personal power, and courage. You feel an inner stirring. As your path unfolds, your mind expands, your heart is full, your actions passionate, and you trust your intuitive feelings. Love it. Creativity. And this is a really good fun one for those of you who are small business owners. I know who chose card number 3. So what this is giving me is a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're empowering you to harness all of the spiritual help that is available to you. So when you're sitting down to create something, whatever it is, for those of you who chose card number 2, you're in a process, and it's a creation type process. You're creating basically what I'm seeing is like you're creating something, but around you, you're creating a new environment. And so it's like you're creating material things, you're providing a service or a good, but what you don't realize, and what they want to remind you and kind of like focus on and sort of pat you on the back for, is that all around you, you're creating so much more. So it's like, for those of you who chose card number 3, this endeavor where you're using your imagination to create something, just know that it's almost like it's a butterfly effect. So really feel free, and your guides want you to, when you're sitting down for this creative process, please remember to invite your guides in, because they want to remind you that what you're doing is a spiritual process, whether it seems like it or not, and that in every endeavor that you have, every little life that you touch, you have an opportunity to inject your personal brand of divine into what it is that you're creating. And what I'm getting is that this is going to pay back dividends. So, I got a chill. Yeah, that was a really good one. I got a full body chill on that one. So for those of you who chose card number 3, enterprise, entrepreneurship, don't forget to invite in divine. Let God do all of the work and work through you. I feel a lot of energetic intention for this message. And just thank you for sharing your gift. And thank you for all of you, not only those who chose card number 3, but all of you who participated. Thank you to those of you who are here, and to those of you who are watching in the future. I hope that you get wonderful, beautiful messages coming through. I hope everybody has a magnificent Tarot Tuesday. I love you all. And be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and be blessed.